Alright guys, so how's she going this evening? As you can tell, she's dark out. So, been yeah, it's been a long few hours. Been trying to burn some stuff, but I don't know. It's hard to light wood on fire, so kind of just have to just think of something else, I guess. I did put some oil on it, but that didn't work either. So I forgot to clean this up. Wow, I'm just behind on everything today. Well, I've been mostly working on the Farmall. So got some good news and some bad news. Typical shit. We believe that the seafoam that we put in it, I put in 2 whole bottles. Oh, that's already fully charged. Well, I'll be damned. I thought I burned a lot more juice than that. So, yeah. So, but we think it's helped bringing those 2 cylinders around. So it has made a little bit more, whatever you want to call it, for the cylinders, cylinder 1 and 4. So, but I did get it on video, so I'll probably post that video here in a little bit. But we put in the old spark plugs. We're not really sure if this was causing the problem or not, but we decided these are the new ones that I bought. We put the old ones back in, we cleaned them up, tested them, and well, my uncle actually tested them. He says they were working fine. So it runs, but it's only running on 1 cylinder. Don't ask me how it's doing it, but it's doing it. But it only starts when you pull start it. It won't start off the starter. I managed to rearrange some wiring a little bit so we can hook the battery directly up to it instead of using like jumper cables, you know. So we managed to get a little bit more cranking speed out of it doing it that way, but it won't crank. But when we start it, or when we pull start it, it fires up right away. It does. There's no, resistance there or nothing. We messed with the timing. Come to find out, when we messed with it, we made it worse. So we put everything back to the way it was, and then I can't remember. There was a few other things that my uncle did when I wasn't around, and he says it was popping and banging more when he would go back to the way it was. And yeah, so, but for some reason it's not running on all 4 cylinders. Now, we checked for spark. All 4 spark plugs are getting spark, but for some reason cylinder 1, I think, yeah, it's 1, 2, and 4 that are not running. But cylinder 3 is running. And we changed some things around. We just to see really what was going on, try to figure it out. Like for wiring wise, my uncle got the kill switch to work, so you don't have to get a new kill switch for it. It works perfectly fine. We did fix the wiring a little bit and did some other tweaking to it. So we got a working kill switch now, which is good news, but it's only running on one cylinder. So we were kind of thinking maybe it was the spark plugs. The way these are, you can't really get a tool on them to really crank them down, but the old ones you can, because there's a much longer thing here. So we were thinking maybe it wasn't quite tight enough, and then maybe there was compression getting by, because you could kind of hear it too. There was something leaking through. So then we put the old spark plugs back in it, and you can actually get a tool on there. So we cranked it down really tight, and we fixed that problem. But it's still only running on one cylinder, and we can't figure out why it's not running on at least on the other ones. And now how we tested it, I didn't even really think of it, but my uncle, because the way these old spark plugs are, there's really no sheeting or a rubber boot over, where you'd actually connect it to the spark plug. It's not like today where you got boots over everything to protect it. But what he did is he grabbed the jumper cables, he put one end on the spark plug, and then he would ground out the other end of it. And we did that with all the cylinders, and the only cylinder, because if it was going to run, if it was running on that cylinder and then you took the juice away, because we can't grab the spark plugs and just pull them off with our bare hands. We would get electrocuted. My uncle's already tried that. He's been shocked. So, and it's got a hell of a punch for only being a 6-volt system. So he just grabbed the jumper cables and, like I said, hooked up one end and grounded the other end. And when we did that with all the cylinders, nothing happened. But then when we got to cylinder number 3, it stalled out. So it's running on cylinder number 3, but it won't run on cylinder 1, 2, and 4. So me and my uncle are just mind-blown right now, the fact that this damn thing can run on just one cylinder. How? How does that even happen? It makes no bloody sense. I mean, maybe they were designed to do that to limp the tractor home. You're not going to be able to cut hay or pull a heavy load with it, but it's enough to get you home. My uncle tried to climb the hill or climb the dike with it, and he was in first gear and full throttle and just trying to get it, and it would not do it. So you can tell right there, it doesn't like a load. Well, it's only on one cylinder, but it has that one cylinder is making just enough power, to limp itself home, but it's not going to pull a load or anything. So I don't know. I don't know if you want to call that a semi-win or not. It is running, but it's only running on one cylinder. And it likes to roll a lot of coal. Well, it's not like a diesel, but she puffs a little bit of black smoke. So we don't know if it's, I don't think it would be flooding all those cylinders, cylinder 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4, yeah. So it's not, it can't be flooding them. But it does puff a little bit of smoke too. And there is surprisingly a lot of, well, I don't know, it's about the same as the 1586. There is some blow by there. It's coming out of the oil cap. And I don't know if that's a sign there too that the engine's just, wore out, or if it's just the fact that those 3 cylinders aren't doing shit. They're just sitting there. So my uncle said to there's some kind of I think it's made by JB Weld. I think they make it as well. It's like a tune-up in a bottle. It's kind of like this stuff, but it's meant for, see, like this is Lucas, but this is for injector cleaner. But he says that they make another type like that's just meant for oil, and it's meant for like O-rings and valves and stuff like that. So he's thinking maybe we'd get some of that, drain some of the engine oil out because it's overfilled, obviously, because of 2 16-ounce cans of seafoam put in it. Put that in and see if it would run, but see if it would help. But the seafoam is supposed to technically do the same thing as well. But people have been saying that it works better, the seafoam, if it goes from the bottom up on the pistons instead of the way I was doing it, where I was going from the top down. Which, even just doing that, it did help because there was more compression in cylinder 1 and 4. But not by much, but there was a little bit more. But that's that's still a pretty good sign. But you would think even with it running on 1 cylinder, all the cylinders would still be moving, therefore pulling oil, therefore oiling it, therefore, breaking stuff free. So I don't know if it would just have to run a whole hell of a lot, and then maybe it would eventually pop them around, or what. Like I said, I got a little video of it, and I'll post it here. You guys can watch it. Rev it up once. But yeah, I mean, for it to just run on one bloody cylinder, it sounds just like the 400. It's unbelievable. It just pop, 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 pop. So, but there is a little bit of lag in the throttle too. Like when you go from idle to full throttle, it kind of maybe I want to do it, maybe I don't want to do it, But then it does it anyway. So, but that could just be normal for it. So. But I don't know, it's a promising sign. But I don't know. So, and I've been talking to the neighbors over here. I've been talking to I think it's the dad or whatever. He lives over here, and he says that for that valve, which is this thing, he says that you might be able to find a shop that could make a new one of these. But he also saying too that if you can't, he says that you can get a hydraulic pump that goes on the front of those tractors. It just runs off one of the belts or whatever. You just put on a really long belt. It runs with the engine, And he says there you can get hydraulic pressure for your lift, for the sickle bar cutter. So that might be an option too. I might have to just get rid of everything that has to do with the exhaust lift and just go with hydraulic. I'm probably going to upgrade it to 12 volt at some point, just because 6 volts is just so damn slow and old and outdated. You know, it's just you get more power out of a 12 volt than you could anything else. So if we could get it to run on all cylinders, that's probably what I would end up doing kind of next too, is maybe updating it to 12 volt. And then from there, maybe figure out what you could do with that hydraulic setup. Because then you could just get that, hoses, a valve, a hydraulic cylinder, put all that on there, and then you actually have physically hydraulics. They're probably not the fastest things in the world, but for what I'm using it for, it doesn't have to be speedy. You know, it's not lifting 5,000 pounds. It's only lifting probably, you know, maybe 50 pounds or 100 pounds, you know. So I did find a sickle bar cutter that goes on. It's not the biggest thing in the world like I was thinking, but that's going to need some work as well. But that's the least of my concerns right now, because I'm dealing with the tractor. So I'm just going to, worry about that junk later on. So right now we can just run it on one cylinder, I guess, and pup it around a little bit. But I'd like to have it run on all cylinders so then you can actually use it. So, but yeah, other than that, I guess that's pretty much it. It's a semi-win, I guess. Fucking damn do I know, because it's only running on one cylinder. I didn't know a tractor could run on just one cylinder. But maybe given how these things were built back in the day, maybe they were designed to do that. Maybe for, like, if you should blow a piston, well, then you have at least one that can maybe limp you home. So, but it also could be laggy on the throttle response just because it's only running on one cylinder and that cylinder's trying to catch up. So that could be that too, but I don't know. But like I said, there's a video here. I'll post it. You guys can listen to it run. But remember, it's straight pipe too. So I have to order a whole new manifold. I just call them a header, but whatever you want to call them. I got to order a new one of those. I got to order the pipe. And then I got to order the muffler. So that's probably going to be over the winter. Right now I told my uncle to JB weld the water leak that's on it, so then we could at least fix the water leak. So, but yeah. Oh, there is actually... Didn't even notice that. But yeah, I've been driving Big Red all day today, and there's actually a spider web right down on that little thing. You know another thing? I hate spiders, right? Everybody does, right? Okay. Well, we were going to pull start the tractor because it was popping and banging and doing all this good stuff, but my uncle said just the way it wasn't going to start. He said he should try pull starting it. Sure enough, that worked. But I hopped into my tractor. I'm about to slide my ass between the seat and the steering wheel. Well, between the seat and the steering wheel, there was a goddamn spider there. It was just a tiny little thing. I mean, it was, a baby, obviously, or something, but I fucking hate spiders of all sizes. I hate them. They creep me the hell out. I can deal with snakes and other types of bugs, but spiders? No. No, can't do them. One ugliest creatures I've ever seen on this planet are freaking spiders. So, but Dakota's been sitting a while, and she almost didn't want to start too. Batteries are weak. She's been sitting for a while because I don't have anything to do with it now. I'm not working up the trail anymore because I want weeds to grow a little bit to help hold soil for the winter and then when they get flooding. I'm not working the south guard because I already have, and that's wet again because we've had rain, and the weeds aren't going to grow anyway, I don't think. So, but I just left it hooked up to the cultivator because I didn't know what else I was going to do with it. I don't think I'm moving any more of the young guy's bales because he hasn't called me. So I took the spear off. He can come get the spear whenever he needs it for whatever he's doing with it. And yeah, and then I got the jelly stuff for the diesel fuel so I can not have jelly diesel fuel in the wintertime. I'm not going to put that in yet because they are talking in a few days here. It's going to get up into the 40s at night, 70s during the day. Right now we're in a frost advisory again for tonight. We were last night as well. And yeah, so you know what's coming next. You know. I mean, it doesn't really bother me, I guess, too much because, you know, I got this big beast now, but I just don't like snow. So, but whatever. I'm not going to complain too much, I guess. As long as we get some good amount of snow this year, we'll have some good hay then, hopefully. So, but, yeah. That's still better than that. Yeah, I'll still run this any day. Well, I'm going to. I don't give a shit. So that's going to be top bitch here now when it comes to moving snow. So it did me proud last year. Yeah, I broke one shear pin, but that was kind of my fault too because I rammed it into some ice. So, but that's what they're there for. It's the pop shear pins. So I can always get more from John Deere. I actually might order some more throughout, you know, sometime this winter. So. But anyways, guys, I guess I'm going to take off. I just wanted to give you guys a little update to what the hell's going on. I don't know. She runs. Jenny, that's her name. She runs. So, on one cylinder, but that's still a win, I guess, somewhat. So, if it would run on at least two, then it would be a little bit of a stronger engine, but it needs to run on all four, but I don't know. It's just... I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to think about that because I didn't think a tractor could run on just one cylinder. So, but it's doing it. She's putting away like a John Deere, but well, South Saskatchewan farmer would probably love that. A farm all running like a deer. Oh shit. He has a thing for John Deere, but I mean I like John Deere too, but we've always just ran IH. So John Deere's too expensive. But whatever. Anyways, guys, I guess I'm going to take off. So I guess have a good day and stuff. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.